Good morning, Bucknutters. It's Tuesday, September 30th, 2014. I am Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5. Today our focus is going to be on the most important position on the field, and that is quarterback. We're going to talk about J.T. Barrett's early assault on the record books and what it might mean for his career here in Columbus. I'm going to talk about a quarterback who's come through Columbus already and put on quite a show that seemed to end upon exit our fine city. And we'll be joined by Bill Kurelic, who will tell us about a future Ohio State quarterback that's having one heck of a football season here on the Bucknuts Morning 5. I think it's fair to say everybody is now content with J.T. Barrett as the quarterback of the Buckeyes. The questions about whether he was ready to play, I guess, were justified. I can't say that I had them. Really felt that if he got the chance to get in there and get some extended reps, that he'd put on a show, and he's done so thus far. And this show looks to me, as I project it out, to be a show that will assault the Ohio State record books. He's already off to an incredible start, and he's got all the makings of a career that's going to break every single record here. Braxton would have broken Art Schleister's passing records, which were around the 7,500-yard mark. If you look at where JT's career is headed, that number is not that far out there for him. So as I project it out here, J.T. Barrett is going to become the leading passer yards-wise in Ohio State history midway through his junior year. In fact, I'll get it on the record here. It will be October 8th, 2016, when the Buckeyes host Big Ten foe Indiana, where J.T. Barrett will probably have the game stopped so we can present him with the bronze ball and let him know he's become the all-time leading passer in history. Not bad. Kid's off to a pretty good start. I'd like to welcome you into the literary review portion of our show today and talk about a book called The Year the Yankees Lost the Pennant, a 1954 novel by Douglas Wallop. It chronicles the story of Joe Boyd, a frustrated Washington Senators fan, sick of seeing the Yankees win every year. So he makes a deal with a certain individual he meets by random named Mr. Applegate and becomes Joe Hardy, a fantastic baseball player that saves the Senators. And it turns out he can't go back. Shocker, Mr. Applegate is not actually Mr. Applegate. You can figure out who it is, and the deal sticks. Why do I bring this up? Because I think there's a very good chance Michael Brewer, the quarterback of Virginia Tech, has entered into a similar pact based on his performance this season against the Buckeyes. Just so you know, since Michael Brewer left, he turned back into a pumpkin. His next two games, 5 interceptions and an 0-2 record. They did manage to skirt by Western Michigan this past weekend, so all were worried about Michael Brewer coming through and carving up our defense. No fear. There was a certain deal made with supernatural powers that affected the whole game. My guess is the committee will take that into account when it comes to working on the playoff scenarios. So rest assured, Bucknutters. As promised, we are now joined by the Dean of Midwest Recruiting, Bill Kurelic, who has the latest on future Buckeye Joe Burrow.
Every weekend I keep track of how the Buckeye commitments are doing in their high school games, and one of those commitments is quarterback Joey Burrow, who's having an absolutely spectacular senior season. Burrow has led Athens High School to a 5-0 record thus far this season, and Athens has scored at least 52 points in each one of their games, and Burrow has played in only the first half of virtually all of those games. But this weekend, Burrow and his Athens teammates will take on Steubenville High School at Steubenville. Steubenville is currently 4-1, with the only Steubenville loss coming last weekend, a 26-13 loss to Massillon Washington High School. This is likely going to be the only competitive game this season, at least during the regular season, for Burroughs and Athens. So certainly it's going to be a game well worth keeping an eye on to see how Joe Burrow does against Steubenville High School on Friday night. And by the way, Burrow has been selected to play in the 2015 Semper Fidelis All-American Bowl in Carson, California, the first week in January. That's another great honor for the future Buckeye quarterback Joe Burrow.